everyone. This is Jessica Tenney from Realty Connect USA. I have here today the amazing, the talented, the brilliant.
You're too kind. Hi, I'm Stacey Ranzie, and I'm also with Realty Connect.
So, Stacey, thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for time managing and your busy schedule. But I want to get down to the nitty gritty of it. Because I want to know about you because you have a wonderful history.
This episode is sponsored by Mario Corlito, a senior loan officer with Financial Equities Mortgage Bankers. Moms in Real Estate appreciates his continued support. If you ever need a home loan, Mario is your guy. With hundreds of completed loans, there isn't one he can't close. Be sure to reach out for all your home loan needs.
About your past and now being an agent, so I definitely want to hear about this.
So like almost 30 years ago, I bought my house in East Islip, and we pulled up. I walked in and I set eyes on the staircase. I said, "This house is for me. This is where I want to be." And it was like an emotional reaction to just this one feature in a house, and it's always meant so much to me. And I've spent time there raising my 3 children. Mm-hmm. So I'm very attached. I love the community. And I've also been a school counselor for over 25 years. So I've been in this counseling profession. At the root of it is home, right? It's where I put my roots. It's my safe place. It's the place that I create for my family. And like all of these little pieces have sort of landed me in real estate. It's something that actually my mother did years ago, and it's something that I'm so excited to do as I'm starting a new career.
Yeah. So you've been only doing real estate for how long again?
Yep. So I've been doing this for a total of 2 years. I went to school and did my training and then joined Realty Connect. It was the very end of December 2019.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you as part of the family. And we're just so excited for what the future has for you, for sure. You know?
So what a great company.
Oh, 100%.
Right. They offer so many tools, so much to help people get started, and so much connection. So I love that. It's almost like that same feel, belonging to a school or a school community. Mm-hmm. It's like a family at Realty Connect.
100%, which makes it wonderful. So let's talk about how.
So you want to know, right? How do you make it work when you're working? You have a family, so you have to have a great support system, and that's exactly what I have. My kids have been amazing, and being able to, I guess, be a role model for them, and show them that things are possible, that they can go for their dreams. They can be scared. They can be unsure. They can fail, as you said before. Yeah. Like all of those things are the things that they see me doing. And it's the support that they give me. So they encourage me. They help me with my social media. They help me when I've had a bad day. So we've built such a great connection, and it's been a wonderful ride so far, and I'm so excited for what the future is going to bring too. Exactly,
and it opens so many doors, especially for a lot of new agents. I've only been in this business 4.5 years, and you're always going to constantly learn. You're always going to grow as an individual, and you have to give yourself so much credit for even getting into this, because this is a business. You have to understand that this is a career, and you got to treat yourself as a business. So for you to grow, there's sacrifices that we have to do as agents, and unfortunately, it happens. If you want to be successful, it comes with the territory. So being a mom and having 3 kids, like alone, I'm sure you're multitasking, you're everything like that. So tell me a little bit about like your daily routine, about how you start your day, how do you go with all that.
So ideally, when I have the energy, my routine is to get up before I go to work and to work out, to get some exercise in, because that makes me feel motivated all day. It makes me feel good. That's not always an easy thing to do, and in all truth, it's up and down. Sometimes, I do great with it, and other times not so much. But again, I do like to start my day early. I like to check email and just kind of check in with what's going on in the world. And then I head out the door at about 6:50 to drop my two kids off at high school. So, we start our day in the car together, which I also love. And it kind of reminds me when they were little, watching them walk off to school. But anyway, so that's how it starts. I head off to my job in Seaford as a school counselor. And in addition to that, I also am part of a teacher professional development program. So my partner and I, for the school districts Seaford and Montauk, put together courses in professional development for teachers.
Wow.
So yeah, and that's that's not during my school day, that's afterward. So that's how I spend my time until about 4:00. Then I come home. We try to figure out what's going to happen for dinner. It's always like a phone call with my kids coming home. Like, what do you want? Nobody wants the same thing, and so we kind of wing it. So there's that, and once that kind of happens, then I'm looking at real estate. I'm looking at advertising and putting myself out there and really breaking away from my, I guess, more introverted self, but again, taking a risk and saying, this is who I am, this is my brand, and this is what I do, and I'd love to help you. I'd love to help you find a home, sell your home. So that's what I'm doing in the evening. And that's while juggling, who needs to go to this practice, who needs, something that, some supply for school that they didn't tell me about until the last minute, that kind of stuff. But it's great. And, I treat my kids with just respect, and I let them make mistakes. I don't do things for them. I've learned over the years that they have to, fall down and get back up. And I try to be the best mom possible, because that's what it's all about
100%.
At the end of the day. So
100%. So you're probably working with a lot of buyers. How have you been handling, coming home, family, and then going out to see buyers, and like, have you put in multiple offers? How have you been advising them?
Right. So
that's big.
It is. I've been working with buyers who have some very specific needs, and trying to help them, I guess, be a little bit more realistic and to maybe open up some of the options that they're looking for instead of being so narrowly focused. And I'm doing that in the evening. So I'm doing that, dinner time, after dinner, on the weekends, and just making myself available at those times. And it's worked out well. And I think because my kids are older and they're not as dependent on me, I'm able to do that in between, all those other things I need to do for them, as I'd mentioned before.
100%, because most of the buyers, they're free after 5:00.
Exactly.
So, it's you're just jam-packing your schedule and just showing houses. And now with, daylight saving times and now like the light, it's like now it's becoming tougher for us especially now in the fall, early winter.
Right.
And
I'd like to see that go away.
Right? You and me both.
Definitely.
Especially like for Long Island, I would love to have more of a tropical weather here.
Be nice. So we were lucky. Yeah, we were
It would
lucky
be.
this November.
We really were, so hopefully no snow. I'm praying.
Right, well,
especially in February, no snow. No snow.
Working in a school district, I have to tell you, we do hope for a few snow days. So,
of course.
Yeah, it's part of the fun.
100%, for sure.
Yeah. So what about you? How are you managing your schedule? You have a little one.
You do. So, yep, I have my son.
Right.
Multitasking is very different for me nowadays than it was prior to having a son. Right now, I am just trying to, depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, what clients I have, like, I have some clients that, I've known them for a while, so they don't mind him coming along with the showing. So I will bring him on showings. I've done where we call it not open houses, but home inspections. I've brought him, with me.
Sure.
Just a couple different things, like, I just have to bring him, unfortunately, especially like an attorney office, and he'll just sit on my lap. He's wonderful. He'll just sit there. He just wants to know what's going on, and mommy's close. Obviously,
Right.
listing appointments, I don't take them at all because that's not obviously the place to take them. But I am very lucky that my parents are both retired, so I would just have to drive him there, drop him off, and then just run and do whatever I have to do.
Right.
So that's kind of been like, I guess if you want to call it a secret sauce, I'll throw that out there. I guess has been very helpful for me in a sense that I can rely on them
Yeah.
in that like last minute pinch of just saying, hey, I'm coming over, dropping him off. I have to do this, and this,
Right.
but I'll be back in a couple hours. So for me, it's just all about the time management. I'm not waking up as early
Mm-hmm.
because I'm waking up all throughout the night.
That's
Getting
tough.
2 hours here, 2 hours there. So finally, my best sleep is actually early in the morning, around like 6 o'clock. I'm in that deep sleep, and then
Yeah.
9 o'clock, 9:30 happens, and I'm like, my phone is off the hook calling and ringing and everything, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm still so tired. It's just like I just need that little
Yeah.
rest in the morning. So the mornings are very hard for me. I'm 27 weeks pregnant. So
Wow. Oh my
exactly.
gosh, that's awesome.
So for me, the mornings are a little bit harder. But once I'm fully energized and ready to go, I'm just trying to bat out whatever I need to for the day. Write notes, Google
Yes.
Calendar.
That's it. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So for me, it's just doing all that.
Right, the time management. And
Exactly.
actually, I think I've learned so much about time management, and it's something that I teach to kids at school. So to be able to learn that for myself, I can help them a little bit differently. So I love it. I love that, I have this like box that I have to work in, and at the end of the night, I'm waiting to pick up my daughter. Last night, she's getting picked up at 11 o'clock at that point. So I'm like, pretty much done. But, that's what you have to do. You have to go, you have to pick them up, you have to do, what's needed. And it's crazy. But anyway, back to the time management piece, right? You make it work within the time frame that you have, and you don't squander your time. You make sure that you're on task, you set a timer, you're aware of the fact that you have to do this one thing in a given amount of time, and then that's it. Then you have to move on. You can't stay and kind of linger or procrastinate on that one thing.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Right. And that's what, that's what middle school and high school students need to do. They just need to, kind of, right.
Now, do you have like a career day, like for them in high school?
So
Or how's
yeah,
that?
so at middle school, that's the level that I'm at. We have had career day. It's career forum. So we have students interview experts that come in, and the experts are matched with their interests. And so the kids interview them, and they have to find out more about the occupation, what the schooling is, what the work entails, what skills they need to have. So they interview the people, and then they write a report. So it's been amazing, but because of COVID, we don't have people come in at this point. Things are starting to change again, so we're looking forward to that. But we get kids to start thinking about things early on.
100%. I think that's a very good idea for the school districts to have, to really give kids that option, because I always thought I was going to be a teacher, and I really just never had that guidance, but I was like, this is what I want to go to. And then once I got to college, I was like, and I did an internship, I'm like, this is not for me. I'm not meant for this. And my whole path, I thought, okay, it's just crazy how everything just all came evolved. I took, one of my friends said, hey, I'm taking an intro to business class. We want to take it with me because I needed an elective. So I said, yeah, sure, why not? And that changed my whole course, one class. Tim McAfee, wonderful professor I had. And, to this day, I just never thought I'd change my career and go down the business path. And, it really depends on, your class, your friends, and who really inspires you to make a leap, and that's what happened. And then I went to Stony Brook, and then I got my degree in, a business there. And it was just so incredible. So now here I am, a part of the road.
Well, it's so funny that you mentioned and that we're talking about career day, because there was a family that would come in for career day, one of the kids' parents, and this woman would talk about rescue, and she volunteered at Last Hope in Wantagh. And through her, that's how I sort of became involved in my own rescue. and volunteering and working, or volunteering, I should say, at Animal Pantry in West Babylon. So I have to give them a shout out because they're amazing, and taking cats. But anyway, again, just
cool.
Finding there are connections that you make with people all of the time, and you don't know how they're going to impact your life and change it. And so this particular parent, she was again a role model for her kids. She wanted them to understand how important it was to do something for your community and put yourself out there. And yeah, that's absolutely necessary. So, that's kind of, aside from real estate, in addition, I would love at some point to have my own rescue, to have like a neighborhood shop where I can take in animals and give them care and do whatever it is that they might need, finding homes for them, right?
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So it's all about, right, finding a home and a place for everyone. Everyone's got a place, and, we're inspired, we're touched, and then we go out and we look for that next thing, and we challenge ourselves. We move out of our comfort zone, right? You don't want to stay there. You want to keep moving, keep doing things that are different and make you feel good and make you feel like, I can do it. And
100%.
Why not me?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, here we are on the fourth episode, and it just is incredible. I never thought, if you said to me 4 months ago, like, oh yeah, I'll be doing a podcast, and on top of that, like starting a team, like I have 3 agents that I have under me now, and it's just so incredible just to see that growth, and especially starting at having no resources, no tools, no anything, and not having that success, and then to move forward is just incredible to see, like a 4-year difference. They always say the first 3 years are the hardest, and it's true. That's why a lot of agents and people that get into this industry don't understand until they're physically in it. So for you to have like goals, ambitions, volunteering, that's just so incredible. Like seriously, Stacey, that's amazing. Seriously.
Thank you. And look at you. I mean, you're ready to have another child, and you started your own team, and to venture out and do a podcast like that is unbelievable. I really give you so much credit. It's a scary thing.
It's scary, but also too, I want to encourage other people that are thinking of getting their license, that already have their license, that are in the boat of, hey, I've been in real estate for a year and I don't know what to do. I want to say you can do it. Don't discredit yourself. Believe in yourself. Just do it. Take action.
Right.
Follow up. I know it's very hard, and trust me, I've been in your shoes before. It is very hard. There's a lot of time that you have to put into it. But you just gotta go for it and believe in yourself, because no one's gonna believe more in yourself than you.
That's right. And you know what? If you don't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. So you really do have to put yourself out there and prove to yourself that you can do it.
100%. What other advice, besides real estate, we're going to talk about a little bit outside of real estate.
Sure, of course.
Because you have that, experience. What other advice do you give to young kids in middle school, high school, your kids' age? What other advice do you give them?
Yeah. So my advice to them, and of course, I'm listening to them, I'm giving them space to come in and sort of have the floor to be able to talk about anything that's on their mind. But my advice is to believe in themselves and to know that they can do it, and to challenge themselves as well, but to really not be influenced by all of those outside factors, and to listen to, what's in here, to listen to their own inner voice, and, move forward with that, make good decisions. And again, listening and being very in tune with your mind, your body, knowing what feels good, what doesn't, making them aware, right, of different sensations that they might be feeling. That'll help guide them.
100%.
But especially so many kids are influenced by, unfortunately, there are a lot of negative forces out there. There are more positive ones, of course, but sometimes people get the wrong idea from people who are negative or who don't have a vision. And it's so sad because it affects their self-esteem. It affects everything that they do. They become frightened. They become very self-conscious. So I want them to understand that they can take a risk, and that we're in school. It's not about, the grade. It's about what you're learning and what you're putting into it, what you're learning about yourself mainly. That's all that's important.
100%.
Right, and that we never stop growing, right? We never
Yep.
arrive, but
Mhm.
you know, we continue on. And again, like I want to model that for my own, and you know, for my kids at school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're my kids too, just my kids at school. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So, you know, being upbeat, you know, just setting a positive tone, it makes all the difference in the world.
Mm-hmm. Do you write down goals? Like, are you writing goals that are 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road? Like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
That is such a great question. So in 5 years from now, and I have to mention too that during COVID, I went and I did a yoga training. I did an online yoga training. So I just got my 200-hour certification so that I can teach yoga. So I see
Wow.
myself in 5 years, you know, getting up again early, starting the day off at 5:15, offering a yoga class to anybody that wants to take it, so that people can set a tone for themselves. We can set a tone together that's upbeat and positive, and you know, take care of ourselves, our minds, our bodies. And then it's my real estate career, and so I'm working on the South Shore. That's my home. That's where I've lived. I'm working on the South Shore. I'm helping people find their own, you know, new beginning. I'm helping people find, you know, their second beginning, whatever it might be. But you know, I'm fully immersed in real estate, and I love decorating. I love interior design. I love architecture. It's also interesting. So just learning more about that. You know, photography might be a hobby, you know, something I did in high school. So it's something I hope to, you know, kind of look at again. But yeah, so in 5 years, I'm going to sell one house per month. And I will be, again, probably or likely, you know, retired from my school counseling job. So I'll, you know, I'll have that schedule that I can sell one house a month.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's my goal.
That's good. That's a great goal. That's
That's my goal.
100% a great goal.
Yeah.
So
Travel with my kids, right? That's my something that I can't wait to do, is see the world with them, and having, you know, the time and the ability to do that.
Where's your dream vacation?
Oh, my dream vacation. Yeah, I think it's Hawaii.
Okay.
I think I'd like to go to Hawaii. I'd like
Okay.
to, you know, just see what it looks like in person. You know, you see the pictures, and it's just so beautiful. There's a rescue, right? There's a cat sanctuary in Hawaii.
Really?
I'd love to visit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And,
Wow.
And out west too, Best Friends Animal Society they have a sanctuary, so that's another place that I'd like to go.
Okay.
So to see what that looks like.
Okay.
What
Very
about you?
cool.
What's your dream vacation?
I would say I see New Zealand.
Okay.
We went there for our honeymoon, but I would love to go back.
Nice.
It was amazing. Very amazing. We were only there for 2 weeks, and it was definitely not enough time. So I see New Zealand.
Okay.
100%.
Very nice. I mean, yeah, there's so many things, right?
Exactly.
Thinking a yoga retreat might be nice right around this time, a little self-care.
Absolutely.
Right? Moms that are working, we need to do that. We need to take time out for ourselves.
Exactly.
Is there anything that you do daily for like a self-care routine to take care of you?
I love going to the pool. So my big thing is like going to LA Fitness, going swimming for anywhere from a half hour to an hour.
Wow.
That's kind of like my detox, because obviously I can't really do weights right now or do any of the classes. But that's always been my like go-to. I guess if you want to call it relaxation or my zen.
Right.
I just love it. I just love swimming. I just do my laps, and you know, I have my watch, and I'll just track how far I go. So that's more my thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just took up paddleboarding over the summer. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So I picked up an inflatable paddleboard. I thought that would be the easiest thing to transport, and so I'm starting that, and I look forward to next summer where I can do that a little bit more.
That's awesome.
Right? Maybe
Very
I'll
cool.
take my paddleboard to Hawaii when I get on that vacation.
Ooh, very nice.
I know, it'll be fun.
I got a trick question for you.
Yeah.
Favorite Long Island beach?
Oh,
where would that be?
My favorite Long Island beach is definitely Robert Moses. You know, right across the bridge. that's where I've been going, and
Okay.
it's beautiful. I'm comfortable there. I'm okay to stay in my comfort zone when it
Mhm.
comes to my beach.
Okay.
So yeah,
Very
definitely.
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And your favorite beach?
I like Cooper's Beach.
Okay.
That's out in Southampton. So just wonderful beach out there.
Very
When I
nice.
have the time, right?
Right, and
That's the key.
And yeah, there's so many beaches on Long Island that I, don't even know about that
Yep.
I would love to learn about and visit and really get to know the place where I call home,
Exactly.
Definitely.
Like I said, we're not in competition with one another. There's a lot of agents that
Yes.
have that bad mindset. I'm all for
Yes.
growing, learning, and if we share a market, wonderful, even great. You know what? Because you know what? One day I might ask you a question. You might need a question from me. It's that growth.
Right.
And I've learned that. Agents that have been in the business for, let's say, 10 plus years, they're still constantly growing. They're still constantly going to those webinars and doing YouTube videos and everything like that.
Of course.
So for me, anything that LIBOR provides for us, I'm all for. I think it's great exposure. I mean, we used to have the tech fair. Obviously with the pandemic, we haven't had that, but that was a wonderful exposure. Just the things that we have as agents is just so incredible. And like I said, I'm following in that momentum that I've been looking for. And like I said, it's been 4 years. So for me, it's just been really trying to follow up, being better at remembering things, making sure that I do call clients when they say, hey, I'm thinking in 6 months. All right, well, cut that in half, guys. If they say 6 months, call them at 3 months. Follow up, because you know what? They can change their minds. And if you're calling them at 6 months and then they're like, oh, I just listed with another agent, your feelings are going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
And how many times have it's happened to me? A dozen times, and I'm not gonna lie, like, not because of me not maybe following up or doing that, but it's just a factor of things happen. You're like, you push it the next day. The best thing is to do is just to give it a shot. Not everyone picks up on the first phone call, so you think, okay, if I call today, they're gonna pick up and I'm gonna get the listing.
Right.
That's not true. It's not true. You have to call. I think they said that you have to at least attempt 12 times. So if I'm calling, let's say, only 2-3 times on a person, and Stacey, you're always calling them 7, 8, 9 times, you have a better connection at getting that potential seller or that buyer to pick up and like continue to work with.
Right.
A lot of agents, they give up after 3 phone calls. And I couldn't understand why, because you're trying to move on. You're trying to keep going with your business.
Right.
I can totally see why it happens, but you just have to literally write it down on a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you do? You just write everything down?
I have my wall, and I have sticky notes everywhere.
Yes.
And I just remember, I'm like, oh, well, see that sticky note. Oh, that's right. I got to do this today, or I got to do that. So that's probably another secret sauce that I have, where there's sticky notes everywhere. And hey, remember to call Mr. Smith or Mr. Jones, or at this time, 3 months from now, 4 months from now.
Right.
So I would say that's probably one of the biggest things that I'm trying to be better at. I'm getting there. Am I an expert, or am I wonderful at it? Not yet, but I'm getting there, and that's the key. So just remember, follow up, continue. I mean, as an agent's perspective,
Sure. And it's a work in progress. And I love that you don't take things personally. And
I don't.
Right? I think that's a secret sauce, is that you get rid of that. You leave it at the door, and you get more comfortable with putting yourself out there and, hearing no and not taking it as a personal insult. I think that's a big growing edge for me, for sure.
I don't take anything to heart.
Okay.
I really don't. So if a client says they're not interested, or I used another agent, I don't take it to heart. I used to. Back when I first started, 100%. I had that, like, oh, okay, like, why? Da-da-da.
Right.
I don't question it. I'm like, okay, great. I wish you nothing but success, luck, and, if you ever need, even if you need questions, say my number. If you need any help, I'll be more than glad to help. And
absolutely.
I think that's the better thing, is to say, if you need anything. Like, I talked to a client the other day.
Right.
She's thinking of putting her house on the market, and she is going through all this paperwork and all this stuff. And I said, look, if there's anything I can do, here's the title company that I use. Highly recommend them. Give them a call, and that would be your first step. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna reach out to them. Thank you so much. And I followed up with her. I was like, how did it go? She's like, oh, thank you. They were so great. They gave all my questions. So that is the key, is like showing that you care. And,
Right.
you know, especially, you know, they're going to see that in the return, that you're not in it for like just a quick buck.
Exactly.
They see that you care and you're putting in the effort to follow up, make sure everything goes very well.
Right.
You know?
You're putting in the time.
Exactly.
You're speaking with them. You're giving them resources. And basically, you're there to help. That's your role.
Exactly. And if they, you know, move on to another agent, or another agent, you know, calls them or anything like that, I don't take it to heart, because then that just means I need to work harder. That means I need to follow up more. That means I have to work 10 times harder to, you know, do what I need to do.
Sure.
And like I said, I don't take it to heart. I just say, all right, on to the next one. Let's keep going. Let's keep helping as many people as possible.
Right.
You know?
I think it's important too that, you know, you're a presence in their lives all of the time, so that you're not easily forgotten or sort of pushed to the background. So maybe those reminders help people to know that, yeah, you're working, you know, you're ready to help, you're available.
Exactly.
Right. Getting back into that time management thing, you know,
Exactly.
you can find that time in the schedule.
100%. So that's kind of, I guess, my secret sauce for everyone out there. If you ever had any additional questions, if you ever wanted to reach out to me, my phone number is below. Anything I could do to help. Also, too, Stacey, anything that you know, she can do to help, please don't think it's just me.
But yes, definitely. I'm in the helping profession, right, and everything that I do. So I would be very happy to talk with you, be there for you, give you the support that you need to kick off your own career, whether you're starting, you know, finding a new one. You know, certainly would love to help, and I do really appreciate you. You know, again, coming out on a limb. Putting together a podcast, opening it up, and I feel so fortunate to be here, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacey, for coming. And I really appreciate you helping other women out there, helping other mothers. And like I said, guys, and if you really are interested, just to talk to us, we're here day or night. You know, we're here to help. So please, you know, reach out to us via text message, phone call, whatever it is. We want to help you grow as an individual too as well. And as a mom, anything we could do to help, we're here for you. So thank you so much for tuning in for podcast number 4. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.